Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this time I'm checking out the LANEY IRONHEART 60-watt tube amp. Yes, indeed, LANEY IRONHEART. It's been a long time since I played with LANEY. One of my first tube amps, well, my first tube amp was CYHRA 203, not this one, but one of the first ones that I then after that got was a LANEY, I think it was VH100R, 4-channel amp. And yeah, really familiar. Actually really close to 5150. Not only the looks, but also the sound and the feel. So this is a 60 watt version. There's also 120 watt version, like the 5150. This one has two 6L6 power amp tubes. The 120 watt has 4. And then I think there's 4 12AX7/ECG83 preamp tubes. 3 channels, pre-boost, which is really cool. It's like overdrive in front of the amp, and you can dial the amount. Because one of the things I liked about the Engel Inferno amp, I did a video about that a while ago. It has a like a knob, just to boost, kind of like overdrive in front of the amp. But like I said on the video, that I would have liked it to be, you know, that you can control that, and this one has it. It's great. So no overdrives, nothing now going on. And in the song, the intro, I used the clean channel with the boost on and chorus. And then the rhythm guitars, which I doubled afterwards after I recorded myself. It was the rhythm channel, and no other effects. And for the lead, I changed to the lead channel. So let's go through the channels first. And then I'll compare it to 5150 and a couple of other amps so you get an idea about the, you know, ballpark. So the rhythm channel, you heard how it sounds. Actually, I'm gonna compare it now directly to 5150, so. I have them dialed a little bit differently. Actually, this one could have probably a little bit more mids. But the character and the feel, it's really similar. Obviously, because this is 120 watt, 2 power amp tubes, more, bigger transformers. The sound is just bigger. I mean, this has one really big transformer there. 5150 has 2, so that makes it just a little bit bigger, like in general, you know, the bigger the amp, more tubes, bigger transformers, the bigger the sound. But the feel is really, really similar, and the overall vibe, I feel that they probably, you know, the looks, it's quite similar, so I think it's not just the looks that, you know, when they designed this, maybe, because the tubes are the same, 606Cs. Okay, then what else we have? The dynamics control, this is cool, because when it's here, it's really tight, really fast and aggressive, and the more you dial it in, it becomes a little bit like the feeling is looser. So it's a little bit slower, like to react, and here it's pretty much like 5150. Where I dial it in was like there, just a little bit, so it's not as like, but little bit like, you know, really cool. The tone control, it's pretty much like presence, because there's no separate, so that's, you know, just high frequencies. And it's a digital reverb, it's pretty cool. It's almost like delay, and I like it a lot because it doesn't muddy the sound. It's like kind of after the sound there, behind, like a good reverb should be. Really good. And then you can dial this from 60 watt to, I think, to 1 watt. So it's kind of like an attenuator there. I'm having it now on full because I compare these others, so it's. But with this one, you can crank the volume. This is like rhythm volume, lead volume. They're like master volumes, and then these are like pre-amp volumes, labeled as gain. So you can crank the master, and then you can dial the overall volume to suit bedroom, small clubs, or or like me, what I'm having now is the Sandrock's reactive load there, and my signature impulse response Valovirta from Jens Bogren's lead and clean pack. That is based on a standard Mesa cab with V30s. So I'm able to keep these cranked because the reactive low is taking the hit, and then I'm recording this to Cubase. Really cool. And then these are pull and push knobs. And right now I have the bass like pulled, so it extends the low end range. Check out. It's not that audible, but it adds that depth, almost like a resonance control on the 5150. So it just extends it a little bit lower. And then middle has the same. I think it lowers the, because you know these are volume control for certain frequency. It changes the frequency to, I think, to like lower mids. I prefer it, that to be pulled. And then treble has the same. I think that also lowers the, because yeah, now it's, yeah, so it changes the treble frequency. So it's pretty much like having almost like two different amps, because you know these are volume controls, how to the certain frequencies, what the designer has, you know, designed them to be. And this way you can kind of modify the amp so that it's a different frequency what you're controlling. And then the pre-boost, it's really cool. That's foot switchable. It comes with a foot switch. It's not as aggressive as SD. It's more like I feel that it's almost transparent, but it cuts the lows a little bit, I think, and boosts the mids a bit, because the amp doesn't get flubby, even though I had a lot of bass. So kind of tube screamer like, because what I have here now in front of the 5150 is a tube screamer set to gain 0, level max, and tone almost maxed. By dialing the mids back, it's really close to my settings on the 5150. So that's the rhythm channel and these other things. And then the clean channel, again, foot switchable. The green light now it's clean, and now pre-overdrive off. It's quite transparent, the boost, because listen what happens now. No boost, and then when I kick in a tube screamer, yeah, because that's just mids. SD. So this one works really well with this one. It's designed, even though usually I'm not that big of a fan of kind of transparent boost in front of a overdriven amp, but it works really good with this, on the clean channel, rhythm channel. And then let's switch to the lead channel now. This is overall, this has voiced a bit differently. There's again these pull knobs that you can change the values, but I had them all like pushed in, so not pulled. And this has more mids, because I have the mids now like, what is it, 11 o'clock? Compared to this, it's 1 o'clock and it's much more scooped. So the lead channel is really voiced for leads. They have that singing mid. And I guess the highs are also a little bit kind of smoother. So really, I really like this amp because I don't usually have a separate lead channel or lead sound because I tend to, one good sound, but there's a point in here because this is really quite like 5150, that bit scooped. And with this channel you can get a little smoother leads, or you can use this as a rhythm channel and vice versa. Nothing, if it sounds good, it's good. So let's dial a rhythm sound from the lead channel. So this works really well on rhythms as well. Only thing I did, I dialed the gain back, and I guess I dialed some knobs. I don't usually really pay attention to the knobs because it's like, whatever. They don't mean anything where they are. It's how it sounds. But what I did is, I pulled the bass to get that, and now it's not pulled. The lows are like tighter to work really well with the fast lead playing. So that's that. And yeah, as you hear, these are kind of in the same ballpark. But let me show you two completely quite different amps. 800 and Boogie channel 2, the crunch channel, boosted with super overdrive. So you hear how these two differs, because to me these are really similar. So first the Ironheart. Let's actually use the rhythm channel. So with these ones, the mids are there's more upper mids, but I mean Boogie, the EQ is so powerful that you can dial this to sound whatever. Let me go through vice versa. Boogie, 800, 5150, Ironheart, same riff. All of these amps, these are really good to me. I mean, 800 was my first amp. It's my home base, the sound in my head. This is the legendary bad boy. I really like this Boogie. It's so versatile. I can't think of a tone that I couldn't get out from this. So, well, that's why I bought it a while ago. 5150, it's a character. It's unique sound. This one has that 5150, like that character, but still has its own vibe. Really positive surprise. great work, Laney. Thanks for watching. If you like, please thumbs up. You know the drill, subscribe and whatnot. Until next time, take care, all the best, bye.